Hey YouTube. I don't know why I just started over, but hey YouTube. I don't know what it is, but it just seemed like I didn't cut my hair right. It don't look like I cut it right. It looked weird to me. Anyway, so I just got back in the house. Oh, excuse me. So I just got back in the house. I'm at a run. Um, to go see one of my aunts. And I just decided to get on YouTube, talk about some stuff. Um, Because most of the time I'll just be sitting here thinking to myself about a lot. And y'all know I'm either talking on Facebook video messenger to my friend Danny, or I'll be watching people broadcast. I got a few social media friends I've known for some time. I watch them broadcast, and I'll pretty much be deep in thought about a lot. And I know a lot of it be old crazy stuff. Like I don't know. Like I'll try to get over it, but it'd be a lot of things that just still pop up in my head because I'll just be thinking of some or just somebody might pop up in my head. And I could be thinking of something funny that happened or something a little I don't know. And then it just make me keep thinking. Or I could be in a conversation with somebody, talk about something, and it might be relatable to a situation I was in, and then it just pop up in my head. And what happened was I was thinking about some funny moments I had in Delaware, and I get like this all the time. Like I could be thinking about, I could be looking at pictures on Facebook and stuff like that, and think about something funny that happened. And then, like my mom would just start wandering the place, thinking about other stuff. And it's just crazy because it's like I start with friendships. I done had throughout my life, I done been around several people who I've seen as friends. Tried to enjoy myself every time I was around them, have a good time, joke, laugh, sing, dance, whatever. And like I'm the type of person where I could be cool with a person. I mean, I could be cool with somebody for a moment, and everything be good. Oh, everything good. We laugh when we see each other. We be having a good time every time we see each other. I can tell when it's not a full good friendship. When it's just somebody I'm cordial with. Because just thinking about stuff that I used to do in Delaware when when I first started talking to my cousin and her baby father, pushed his way at the time. Now that I think about it, I feel like I should have known things wasn't always going to go right from the beginning. But at the end of the day, I don't be so quick to judge people because I don't want nobody to judge me. It's like we all go through stuff, and sometimes we need that person we could talk to who's going to understand. And even though we may agree or we may not agree, at least that person care enough to listen and be there when you feel like you need somebody, and the people that you wish you had ain't around. And like back in 2000, back in 2014 and 15, I could say I was going through a lot. And when I first started talking to my cousin, I mean, I'm not supposed to say names because I already said it in plenty of videos. When I started being, I mean, really hanging out with my cousin Celia and her baby father Rich. At that time, I was like I said, I was going through a lot. The neighborhood I was living in, I barely got along with anybody. It was always some drama. I was always fighting with or arguing with somebody. People ain't like me. I ain't like them. My name was always in some mess. So it got to a point where I started talking to my cousin, her big father, because I felt like it'd be a way to keep myself in the house out of trouble. And when the time comes, I could remove myself from the neighborhood for a while and go see new things. And when that time came that they was accepting enough of me going to their house and hanging out with them in Delaware, I took it. Cause like I said, at the end of the day, yeah, everybody was going through their own situation at the time. But when I start, oh y'all, excuse me, my nose itching. But when I started hanging out with them, I just felt like, I mean, we made the best of it. I'm not gonna say every day was perfect. I'm not gonna say we ain't getting to some things we ain't disagree on certain stuff or whatever, or and problems didn't happen. But I must admit that throughout the month, I was the first month I went to Delaware and hung out with them. We had a good time because we danced, we sang, we took pictures, videos. We'd be up all night listening to music, singing along with the songs, watching videos we grew up watching, playing video games, talking about family stories that we remember, just a whole bunch of stuff. And I really enjoyed that because it was like I felt like when it comes to that friendship, I felt like I had people who accept me for who I was. I could be myself with no issues, no judgment. I was expecting to have a good day, and I could be going through through something, and I know that I could talk to either my cousin or her baby father, who I was very, very close friends with at the time. And they pretty much understand. Um, I feel like things went wrong because I don't want to put too much because I know already, like back in the day, y'all already know what went down. I don't want to put too much information out there to make it seem like I'm still mad about something or I'm still holding a grudge, whatever case may be. But now that I really take the time to think about it, I feel like everything messed up because I feel like I was in a situation where I was in a situation I knew nothing about, to be honest. All I knew is I was hanging out with my cousin and her baby father. I didn't know who didn't get along with who did what, who said what. It was none of my business, and I didn't care about it. I felt like it didn't have anything to do with me, so shouldn't nobody feel some type of way because I choose to hang out with my cousin, who I ain't see since my stepfather's funeral, and I eventually became cool with her baby father. Although I knew that them two was having when I first started talking to him, them two was having problems. They were not together. I guess they were still talking, but they was not together. Um, she reached out to me on Facebook and was telling me about what was going on, and I myself decided to become friends with her baby father. But one thing I will say is I did let her know that me and him was talking and me and him was cool, and she didn't have no problem with it. And they decided to get back together on their own. I had nothing to do with it. All I know is he was reaching out to me every day. Um, and they got back together on their own. We just all became friends and was just talking about different stuff. Um, and then eventually I found out that he did tattoos or whatever, and I was like, "Well, damn, how much you charge?" He told me the price, which wasn't a lot, and I was like, "Well, I'm only getting a small little tattoo just to see how I feel." And my first tattoo was my name above my ankle. Um, I must say that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like I said, everybody's going through their own problems, but no matter what, we had fun. I enjoyed myself because it was like I was off the block. I went to a place I never thought I'd go before. and I had a good time for the most part. And I truly appreciate them because at the end of the day, they didn't know me from a can of paint. Like I said, there's already going through it, whatever issues there's going through with my cousin, and they welcomed me into the house, not knowing whose side I was going to take. All they knew is I was talking to my cousin baby father, and I guess he was saying good things about me. So they pretty much welcomed me into their home and was like, "It's cool if you come down here." And I guess one of the other reasons was because they knew that I wasn't taking nobody's side. My thing is I was going by my own opinion. If it was something good, I was gonna say it was something good. If it was something bad, I was gonna say it's something bad. It's not that I'm gonna take your side because you my cousin, or I'm gonna take your side because you my friend. I'm not taking nobody's side. I'm just gonna say how I feel. Y'all tell me something, I'm gonna say how I feel. Um, it got to the point where I gained a close bond with my cousin's baby father's mother because she'd be the main one coming to pick me up when I wanted to go down there. And me and her most of the time we'd talk in the car because most of the time my cousin would get on on both of our nerves, or the baby father would get on both of our nerves, and I react in one way, and she'd be telling me like, look at me. At the end of the day, I don't let them bother me as much. So if you can see me doing it, you do it as well. And I'm not gonna say I always listen because me and my cousin used to get in arguments. Me and her baby father used to get in arguments. We didn't always get along. And we'd take our breaks where I won't go down there and we won't be talking on social media. And then eventually it'll just get to the point where I'll be bored, so I apologize. And they'll pick and choose if they want to talk to me again or not, if they want to hang out with me again or not. And then next thing you know, I'll be back down there. Even at times when the mother-in-law was like, Shane want no company because there was too much going on, I still found ways to get down there. Whether it's her coming to pick me up or whether it was my cousin or her baby father coming to pick me up, I still find my way down there and try to help out as much as I could if they needed a babysitter or if they just needed somebody to talk to. I would never doubt them on that because, like I said, throughout all the crazy stuff that happened, we did have our good moments. And I can't push that away. We had a lot of great moments. We used to go to the park, go to the malls, the beach, go many places that I never ever thought that I'd be able to go. And I appreciate them welcoming me to the places I was able to go to, even if most of the time it was trouble. And trust and believe, we didn't have some troubling moments. Not even with us in the house, but just like dealing with other people who was in their feelings for whatever reason. And I used to tell my cousin baby father, like, I don't know what's going on. So please stop putting my name and stuff. If I'm in Philly and y'all in Denver, whatever y'all got going in Denver ain't got nothing to do with me. I would come to Delaware and he'd be telling me about situations he had with this person and that person. And then next thing you know, I know people is threatening me and saying things about me. And I'm like, how the fuck did I get into it? I didn't say nothing about nobody. I didn't do anything to nobody. And it's like, I just seen these damn people and we is all hugging and shaking hands, whatever the case may be. And now I get down here, it's a whole nother story. And to be honest, I just felt like people like this happened when I first went to Delaware. Shit happened in the past. Certain family members of mine was not happy and was not getting along with my cousin's baby father and his family. So when I came in the picture and they seen me on social media taking pictures with my cousin and her baby father and his family, people started getting in their feelings, feeling like that they'd tell me anything, and I believe it, and I start turning my back to my own family. And I be like, at the end of the day, I don't know anything. I was not around to see what the fuck y'all had going on in the past. At the end of the day, I'm not going to judge you people because y'all had shit going on that had nothing to do with me, and that I was not around for. At the end of the day, I'm cool with my cousin. She got back being cool with them. She down there with them. She was going through shit. I was going through shit. I needed somebody to talk to. She needed somebody to talk to. So I pretty much was down there for her. And at the end of the day, me and her baby father just somehow became friends. And I was cool with both of them. I feel like the thing that started the drama between all of us is the fact I believe that it all started with playing too damn much. Doing pranks on each other and playing too much. When playing too much goes too far, and then not even just playing too much, like going through other people's opinions. There was a lot of family drama that was taking a toll of it. Us being in the house all the time, playing with each other, and shit might be said that offend the other person, or something might be done that offend the other person. But I feel like most of it have to do with playing too much. To be honest, it was a house of boys. The only females that was in the house was my cousin Talia, her daughter from a previous relationship, and her mother in law. Everybody else was boys. And the oldest ones was me. I was the oldest male in the house. Dennis Dennis my cousin's baby father. Dennis his little brother. Um it was just a lot. It was a lot. It was like we tried the best to make everything good, going to the park, going places, hanging out, doing da da da. But then I just feel like most of it had to do with playing too much. We was all young in our early 20s, just doing stupid stuff and already going through other problems, and those other problems and mixed up with the playing too much and shit being taken way too far. And I can honestly say that was most of it. And then again, like I said, they was going through their own shit. They was going through their own shit in the house. I had my own personal problems I was going through, and everything was just all mixed up in one big ball of play. Though it was crazy. Um, Thinking about it now, one of the biggest regrets other than not always making the right decisions or whatever the case may be. One thing I do want to clear up because everybody gonna have their own opinions, but I'll say this: at the end of the day, I was there, so I know the truth, and I don't have to lie about nothing. There's no reason to lie about anything. Yes, I went. Yes, I went to Delaware around the time my cousin and her baby father broke up. The crazy thing about it is, way before they even broke up, me and him was cool. We would have a lot of personal conversations, and I never told anybody else about it. And I don't think he, and I don't know. I don't know what he did, but I know for sure. Anything personal, I never told anybody about it unless it was something that really, really offended me or made me mad. But I remember times where I didn't know how to answer it because he would ask me questions like, "Will we still be cool if him and my cousin broke up, or would I still consider him as as a little cousin or big whatever if him and my cousin broke up?" And I don't know how to answer it because I know everybody gonna have their certain feelings and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I still respect you or whatever the case may be, and I guess we can still talk, but I don't know. And it kind of threw me off because I'm like, at the end, as much as y'all argue, as much as y'all fight, y'all always find a way to get back together and get along. So I'm not ever going to take it serious. And then it got to a point where when my cousin and her baby father broke up, I wasn't talking to neither one of them. And the reason why is because, and I didn't did these videos over and over and over, but the real reason, but the guys, the actual reason why is because I was over there, and the crazy thing about it is we didn't have. I'm pretty sure people know. If y'all go on my Facebook, y'all go on my YouTube, y'all on my YouTube, my loyal subscribers know. Me and my cousin, her baby father, did not always get along. We would have months, days, weeks where we would not talk, block each other off social media, get into arguments. Arguments almost led to fights. I swear on everything I love, it never ever got super physical. It almost did many times, but I swear, punches was never thrown. Nobody ever got hit. A push might have happened, but no punches was thrown. Nobody ever got hit. No matter how crazy arguments ever got, I swear on everything I love, no fights ever happened. I just wanted to get that out the way. The last time we talked, my cousin, we had many arguments, but it got to when we ain't talking a long time. I end up getting bored, feeling like, damn, I want to get out the house. I miss being in Delaware, blase, blase. So I end up reaching out to my cousin and apologizing. And at that time, I was getting sick and tired of apologizing when I didn't get no apology. But I end up apologizing. We talked it out for a bit. And she was like, "Well, I forgive you and I still love you, whatever the case may be." With uh, Rich, it take him some time. But I guess I'll talk to him or whatever the case may be. And she was like, I miss you. I'll be bored down here. So I'm off for a couple of days and I was planning on taking the kids to the beach. So I'm like, all right, cool. I've never been to the beach before or except for one time, and that was years ago when we went to a family trip and like way before my aunt Janet passed away. And she's like, "Oh, that's what's up." And I was like, "Yeah, I want to go." So I'm not gonna say everything that happened, but for the most part, it got to a point where I'm not gonna say it was a big issue, but I was thrown off guard because I was told that only a couple of people was supposed to be going, and as we were on our way to the beach, it was some adding. And the thing was, they have a family friend who they treat like an aunt. What happened was they was asking her, did she want to go? She wasn't feeling well, so she refused to go. Her boyfriend, who I only met one time, he ended up going to the trip. And when he ended up going, he ended up riding in the car with me, my cousin, and the kids because my cousin's baby father and his little brother decided to ride in the car with their cousin and a childhood friend of theirs. I barely even knew this man, and just certain things was rubbing me the wrong way. So that's why I started to get uncomfortable. But I didn't want to act up and ruin the trip just because of my feelings due to just certain stuff rubbing me the wrong way. We ended up going to the beach. Everything was fine and dandy. As we were leaving, like I said, things were said that started rubbing me the wrong way. And it got to a point where I just felt uncomfortable. So I was like, try not to let it, try not to start no problems. I was like, I don't feel good. I just want to lay in the car. But because I thought we was going to drop such and such off, and we was going back to the house. But we didn't go to the house. We ended up going to his house, and I just ain't feel comfortable. But my cousin like, oh, can't nobody sit in the car? They got different rules out here, blase, blase. And plus, he need to use it. He asked her to use the car to go somewhere, and she ended up letting him. So I was upset. I ended up sitting outside. They went in the house for a bit. He came back outside and was like, I can't have you sitting outside because the neighbor's gonna start making complaints, seeing somebody just standing out here by themselves. So even though he rubbed me off the wrong way, I still had enough respect to eventually go in the house. I cut my foot outside, so my foot was bleeding. All I had on was a white beard and some jeans that I wore to the beach. Um, so that night I just chill. Everybody was, I guess, they was watching TV, playing around, having their own conversation. So I just chill. I sat in the dining room area, and I just sat there quietly. So eventually, my cousin's mother-in-law, she ended up unexpectedly arriving. I guess wondering where we was at because at the time my cousin had her own car. Um, so once I seen that she arrived, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just ride in the car with her. Um, so like I said, a lot of stuff would just rub me the wrong way. I was getting uncomfortable. I started getting uncomfortable. And then it got to the point where everybody was getting prepared to leave, and my cousin was pretty much being mean, and she ended up she ended up telling telling the mother-in-law to get the kids ready. And I end up defending the mother-in-law, like, at the end of the day, y'all need to get the kids right, because at the end of the day, y'all always telling us we ain't allowed to do this, we ain't allowed to do that, and y'all know they not going to listen, and we shouldn't have to go through that when y'all got a car of y'all own. So she was already going back and going at it with the mother-in-law. So she figured, she thought that the mother-in-law said something. And I was like, she didn't say anything. I said it. So things got rough. Now everybody going back and forth arguing as we were leaving. And when the argument started, the mother-in-law decided to get the kids prepared because it was already 8 o'clock past their bedtime. So we was arriving back to the house. And I ended up riding with the mother-in-law while everybody else stayed, and they rode in the other car. By the time we got to the house, the mother-in-law, she was like, can y'all please keep it down tonight? It's too late. Just go in a separate room or something. So I went in a separate area in the house. So when they end up arriving back to the house, they were downstairs. I was upstairs. I didn't see them until the next morning. By the next morning, everything then cleared. Everything then calmed down. Everybody was getting along again. Fast forward. I didn't have no money the week they went to the beach. The week after, my cousin had to go back to work, and that's when I got my money. So since she had a car, I already had plans that I wanted to go to certain stores to get some stuff. I wanted to get some clothes and hygiene products and stuff like that. So I asked her before she go to work, can she take me to a few stores to get some things? Which she did. And I made sure she had gas money or whatever the case may be. And then it got to a point where she realized I had money and started asking me, can I help her get certain stuff? And she would pay me back when she got her money. We never had any issues like that, so I believed I could trust her because, like I said, she got her money, and she was. When we used to go out to store stuff, she did used to ask me if I want anything and get me stuff. Anyway, so what happened was there was a lot of stuff going on in the house, and it got to the point where I used to help them babysit the kids because her baby father was legally deaf, and she had to go to work. The mother-in-law had to go to work, so it'd be me, the baby father, the little brother, and the kids at the house. The kids used to act up. Anyway, and they'll get to a point where the baby father, Rich, he would feel like it was funny to see me trying to control the kids by myself. And they just run around throwing toys, doing stuff they know they don't do when their mama or mother-in-law is, or their mama or grandma's there. And instead of trying to get them to stop, he would let them keep on going as if they just playing, let them play. But they repeating curse words, throwing toys around, doing all types of stuff. And it got to a point where he tried to pull a prank on my cousin, which was taken serious. he pulled a prank saying that I was pretty much doing too much when it comes to the kids. Pretty much saying that I was yelling, cussing, and cursing at the kids and stuff like that. And my cousin took it serious. So she ended up coming to the house, and I'm like, at the end of the day, you already know what happens because I already talked to you about. So I don't know why you let them two. Them two assholes, her baby father and his little brother, even pipe her head up. But due to other instances where I was babysitting the kids and the father wasn't helping me, so I had to either take toys away or make them stand in the corner, face the wall for 2 minutes. They would feel like that I was being a little too rough with the kids and be like, oh, don't talk to my kids that way. And now I was trying to make it seem like I was picking on the kids, which ain't the case. At the end of the day, I never had a problem with any children. I used to babysit for years. I had no problems with no damn children, nieces, nephews, cousins, whatever. All kids loved being around me because I always had the snacks. I always had the electronics, laptops, tablets, phone, whatever. But they was trying to make it seem like I was on some mommy dearest shit. And at the end of the day, I'm not abusive to anybody child. And if I'm screaming and yelling, it's not even at the kids, it's at the father. Because my thing is, I shouldn't have to do this. You are their dad. I'm not. I'm just helping y'all babysit. So so yeah, she came to the house. We ended up having a personal conversation because their father, he was downstairs with the older kids, and I was upstairs with their youngest child, who was a baby at the time. So she pretty much wasn't trying to listen to what I had to say. So I'm like, fuck it. At the end of the day, if that's how you feel, I'm just stop coming over here wasting my time with y'all. Because every time I come over here, it seems like it's always a goddamn problem. It's like 1 minute y'all want to act like y'all love me and y'all like hanging around me, and then next minute y'all treat me like shit. And you try and make it seem like I just don't like these kids when that's not true. Because if I didn't like any kids, I wouldn't even participate in babysitting. I've been doing that ever since I first met your baby father back in 2015 when I came out here and came up here to hang out with y'all, and I ended up becoming a babysitter and had no problem with it. So she ended up going back to work. Everything calmed down eventually because the mother-in-law ended up coming home from work. So everything was calm. My cousin, for whatever reason, was still in her feelings about whatever. And I don't fully remember everything because that's several years ago. But I do remember she came to the house. Like we didn't, me, the baby father, whatever. Everything was kind of. We cleaned up the house. Uh, he went to the store to get some things, and he was supposed to do a tattoo on me that night. Never got a chance to do the tattoo. So we sitting there chilling. Me and him sitting having our own conversation, or whatever the case may be. She comes in the house with an attitude, and I'm trying my best not to start on, so I'm pretty much just ignoring it. Then she goes back out. She come back, and then just out of nowhere, this big argument start where she gets into it with the baby father. She gets into it with the mother-in-law, and then I eventually get into it. And I end up getting rushed home. I wasn't able to get all my belongings. Everything was left in Delaware. The mother-in-law just rushed me home. I started hitting my cousin up on Facebook several times, like, can y'all please bring my stuff? She owed me money. She didn't want to pay me the money. So she was making any excuse she could. 1 minute it was, oh, I mean, such and such got a ticket again. I had to pay that. And then I also want to do stuff with the kids. I'm like, fine and dandy. She gave me a date. I waited to that day. And I'm like, all right, how did everything go? Um, are you going to pay me my money now? Still making excuses, trying not to pay me. Oh, I still gotta do this. I still gotta do that. You told me that all you had to do was pay this boy ticket, and you would pay me my money. You also told me you not gonna do me dirty because you don't want to be done to you. You was gonna pay me back, give me hugs and kisses on my forehead. She started making false accusations. Talk about some of the kids don't want me down there no more. They don't like hanging out with me. They say I'm mean. Just saying a whole bunch of stuff. Talk about some that she was going, it was just, I don't want to seem like I'm bashing them or whatever case may be because I didn't move on from it, but I'm just saying stuff that went down and how I chose to forgive it and move on from it. Like, it was just a lot that happened. So it got to the point where she blocked me, and I guess she got. The baby father decided to block me too, whatever the case may be. We wasn't talking. The only person that I had on Facebook was the mother-in-law and a family friend, who was pretty much like an aunt to them. They're the only two I had on Facebook. We wasn't talking for a while. Out of nowhere, I'm looking at. I'm on Facebook and I'm looking at my inbox, and I get a message from the mother-in-law, and the first thing I'm thinking is something crazy happened. So I'm all nervous and concerned, like, what the fuck is going on? And she ended up letting me know, like, oh, such and such and them broke up. Can you please come down here and help babysit? I was iffy because, like I said, me and him used to have conversations years prior about what would happen if they broke up. Like, will we still be friends, or will I still see him as family, whatever the case may be? And he would reach out to me asking these questions, and like I said, I didn't know how to respond to it because I witnessed a lot of their arguments and moments they didn't get along. And I'm like, I ain't paying attention to that shit because they just do that, and then a few minutes, about an hour or so later, they back to hugging and kissing again. Um, and then that's pretty much when all the Delaware shenanigans happened. I don't know if I get into all of that. I don't ever feel like getting into all that and going down memory lane, bringing up too much hurt and pain. If anybody want to know further on, I got old videos. Anyway, I was living with my aunt. This is how me and my cousin started. This is how I learned to forgive, and me and my cousin eventually started talking again. I was still at the point where I didn't want to talk to nobody. I was still being hurt by all the stuff that happened. But I was living with an aunt, and That was her house. She made her own rules, and I couldn't stop her from inviting who she wanted to invite over to the house. So, I guess some little family, I mean, some little event or something. I don't know, but something was happening, and my cousin was staying with another cousin, and that cousin ended up coming to the house, and she ended up being added to the trip. So when she arrived, we forgave and moved on. We don't talk as much, but I mean, like, she would end up looking at my stuff on Instagram, and I end up liking her pictures or whatever the case may be. But I just feel like, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff has happened, but sometimes you gotta move on and don't let things bother you because it's just at the point where it could have been worse. And thank God nothing too crazy happened. And I just learned to move. I mean, and yeah, sometimes I still some things pop up in my head, and I might bring it up again. But I just learned not to let it hurt me and break me down because, like I said, it was years ago. Anyway, um, because there's so much. I mean, there's so much other stuff I wanted to talk about. Another situation I remember is I don't know why I feel drowsy. I mean, another friendship. I mean, another. I can. I don't ever think I could really call it a friendship. I don't. I got so much stuff in my. Oh yeah, this is my ID. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got. I mean, I got. I got to take some of these clothes off because I'm starting to feel hot. All right. So another issue that happened around somewhere around that time was. I mean, that I had to learn a lot from is the time um I end up being cool with someone who eventually ended up becoming one of my little brother's girlfriend around the time. The crazy thing about it is when I first moved to North Philly, eventually I end up becoming cool with the older sister. And the girl who ended up eventually becoming my brother's girlfriend years later, she will always follow her sister around. Fast forward many years, everybody getting older. How do I put this? It was a lot of knuckleheads in that neighborhood. And it was some older kids that used to pretty much bother me and my brothers. Mostly me. And it could have been for a lot of different reasons. So these girls would witness incidents, and because they had crushes on some of the boys doing it, they felt like it was okay for them to do it as well. And there's one girl who pretty much lived right across the street from me end up being a big ringleader. She was the cause of a lot of situations that happened on that block, just in that neighborhood. So this is how we end up being friends. I was cool with my next door neighbor. My next door neighbor, they, I mean, my next door neighbor, it was a mother, a grandmother, and the son. My brothers and them, they was cool with the son, and then I eventually ended up being cool with him. Um, and then everybody started getting cool with each other, and we ended up pretty much seeing each other like family or whatever the case may be. Um, so the son like I was cool with him, but he was more my brother's friend. Anyway, I was cool with his girlfriend. So a lot of situations happened. One day, no, one afternoon, I'm in the house and I'm probably on the computer on social media doing whatever, and she ended up messaging me like, "Damien, come outside." And I'm like, I ain't got time to be out there because every time I go out there, my name is always in something. I'm sick and tired of just the drama. I'd rather stay inside. She like, no, everybody chilling. We just out here talking. Everybody about to go in the house anyway. Come outside. I'm out here with you. So I'm like, all right, all right. I go outside, and like she said, everybody's out there chilling. It wasn't nothing crazy going on. And it was pretty late. So yeah, after a while, everybody was, disappearing slowly but surely. And who just happens to be outside? The troublemaker. So I guess whatever little friends she had, they didn't got into it, so she wasn't their friends no more. So now she by herself trying to hang out with the big dogs. So everybody end up leaving. Us outside. So after a while, the only two that was outside was me and her. She ended up speaking. I ended up saying hey. Next thing I know, we left outside by ourselves. So I didn't feel like, the air was feeling so good. So even though everybody then left me outside by myself, the air was feeling good. I wanted to stay out there for a couple more minutes. So she ends up coming to my porch, and we end up talking. She like, I was young, I did a lot of crazy stuff, blase blase. I'm older now and I'm just sick of the drama and blase blase. So I was like, understandable. And we just end up talking. Now, due to our long history of beef, A lot of people were shocked when they realized that she was sitting on my porch and it was me and her talking after all the times people will come outside and see me and her not getting along. And eventually it started to cause problems because she was still beefing with a lot of with girls that used to be her friends that she used to be sitting on her porch talking shit about me with, and now they see that she's sitting on my porch with me. Every time she got a problem with somebody, they see that me and her friends, so they feel like that I'm causing trouble. And it got to the point where my name started getting in a lot of shit. Um, Before she started dating my brother, she had three different boyfriends. And I remember times we'd be sitting on that porch, and and when one boyfriend called, her mom used to see that we was on the porch talking, and she'd come stick her head outside and call her and let her know that her little boyfriend's on the phone. With that being said, this other boy we grew up with, he ended up sitting on the porch one night, and they were doing their own thing. So I ended up realizing that she was talking to him. And then there was another boy that lived across the street that she is telling me that she was talking to. So that's three different boys. I just started to shake my head. We end up being cool. So every other day she'd come outside. I mean, we'd be sitting on the porch, or I would go sit on her steps and talk. I mean, talk with her, whatever the case may be. And eventually it got to the point where her and one of my brothers started dating. When they started dating, it got to a point where she started feeling like she could say whatever she wanted, she could do whatever she wanted, she could go back to causing trouble, and he will always have her back. So throughout the years, it was on and off, on and off, on and off. And it just got to the point where I'm like, I just stopped fucking with her because I'm like, I don't even know why I end up being cool with her in the first place. We never got along. We spent many years of not getting along. And then just out of nowhere, we talking. And I just felt stupid because I'm like, I ain't fuck with her before, so I don't even know why I waste my time even wanting to be cordial with her, knowing that we didn't spend years of not getting along. And she didn't cause so much stuff in that neighborhood. It'd be a matter of time before she started causing a lot more issues. I felt real stupid, but like I said, back then I was young. I was in my early 20s. I was going through a lot, and I did not always make the right decisions. I didn't make the right decisions in friendships. It was crazy. Hold on, y'all. I'm in YouTube. I'm sorry. I gotta cut this video short, but I'll be back. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, be notified.